Wake up, Barbados, get up.
Good morning, Barbados, good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning, 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 morning. Good morning to you. Good morning, morning, Barbados, good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning, morning, Barbados, good morning.
Wake up.
Morning to you.
Good morning to you on this Friday, August 16th. Welcome to another Morning Barbados presentation. It's wonderful to have you in company. I'm Tisha Hines and I'll be here with you until 8 o'clock this morning. Boy, do we have a show planned for you today as we welcome the Friday and the weekend. Look back on all that has happened. I know we're still enjoying and thinking about all the great things that happened for the Olympics and not to mention cropover. So all of that will be a part of today's show as well. Of course, coming up this weekend is the Carifta. I almost called it Carifesta. That's coming in 2025. But Carifta, Aquathlon and Triathlon meet at the Mighty Griner Highway. Barbados has won on 2 consecutive occasions. We are going for a third. So make sure you come out and support the athletes. We're going to have some of the people who are helping to plan it in with us this morning. We've met the athletes all throughout this week. Well, just a few of them. There will be over 190 athletes competing from all across the Caribbean. And we have our biggest Barbadian team. Over 30 athletes will be competing in that meet for us. So make sure we come out, line the streets, get on the beach, support them for the wonderful work they're doing for our country. In another area of sport, we also will be telling you about a bodybuilding championship that is coming up. So we expect them to come in and share more about that. I know they're going to be expanding and including some youth as well in that particular presentation. We saw earlier this year the Roger Boyce meet. Now we're going to be telling you all about another meet that is coming up. So this morning you can look out for that on Morning Barbados as well. Plus we're going to be sharing some of the biggest cropover tunes, some of the best music videos that came out of the 2024 cropover season. We're still enjoying and loving the music. And of course tonight right here on CBC TV 8, the Admiral is back in the seat. That's right. He is going to be doing a grand 2-hour review of the Cropover Festival. You don't want to miss that. You know, it's going to have the right amount of controversy, fun, laughter, everything you can think about. So that's tonight right here on CBC TV 8. And of course, they will be taking your calls, your comments via social media, telephone, you name it. You can get in every which way suits you. But whatever you do, make sure you tune in for that big review of the Cropover Festival. That's going to be a big part of what we do today. Plus, we are telling you all about the Fair Trading Commission, and they have an upcoming workshop, natural health workshop. They're going to be here, well, they are here to tell us more about it. And we were chatting a little bit earlier about the objectives and how important it is to us consumers. So help me welcome to Morning Barbados Mr. Alvin Branker, who is a Trading Standards Officer with the Department of Commerce and Consumer Affairs. Good to have you here.
Thank you, and good morning. Barbados.
Good morning. Julia Regis is also with us this morning. Good morning to you.
Good morning and good morning, Barbados.
And also here is Derek Anderson, and they are both Consumer Protection Officers with the Fair Trading Commission. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, so welcome to all of you. I'm going to start with the lady first, only because I'm biased and I get to do that. But again, good to have you with us again. You were here last time.
Yes.
And this time around, you're here to talk to us about the Commission's workshop on natural health practices and impacts on consumers.
Yes.
And usually when we think about consumerism or we think about the Fair Trading Commission, we don't automatically attach health. So make the link for us.
So, Tisha, at Section 6 of our consumer protection legislation, it speaks to safety, consumer safety. And this workshop, we're looking at that aspect of the legislation. And we know everybody's now into natural medicine, everybody wants to go natural, organic. Those are the terms that we are seeing persons use today. And we all want to be healthy. But we want that when you get this information, that you're having accurate information, that you are having sufficient information. And the information that some of these businesses are promoting are scientifically substantiated. Everybody wants to be healthy. Everybody wants a cure too. And sometimes those are the words that are being used out there in the public. And health is important. We talk about health being wealth, or wealth. So we want consumers out there to know your rights, be informed. Do not make harsh decisions when you go out there to purchase just because. So we're having this workshop. It will be in collaboration with the Department of Commerce and Consumer Affairs and the Office of Public Counsel to promote this important subject.
This is a really big step for us because on the other side of things, we're seeing that the various commissions are really pushing for those octagonal warning labels.
Yes.
Which really tie in great measure with you being able to see what you're consuming.
Yes.
All right. Let's talk a little bit about, the other things that will be covered in the workshop based on all that Julia has kind of laid out for us to start. Pretty interesting. I think my brain automatically goes to implementation and how we're going to be able to get, these various businesses to, first of all, go through BNSI or whatever means they have to be able to ascertain what's in the products and by what measure to be able to share with consumers. Yeah. So what else is going to be happening at the workshop?
Okay, well, the workshop will also have instances where individuals as this come on. You will learn a lot about what you as a consumer and what you as a business, how you should operate within the marketplace and within the industry. But beyond that, I know that many individuals will have questions, and we also leave a question and answer segment so that those outstanding questions that you may not hear, because the reality is you may not hear everything within a presentation, you can raise it and experts will be available to answer those questions for you.
So tell me, Derek, is it targeting consumers or is it also targeting business or a combination of both?
It's actually a combination of both, because at the same time, consumers must be able to know that their money is being spent and it's well placed, while business owners and businesses alike, they should also understand how they should operate within the marketplace. So it's for both.
All right, now, Mr. Branker, the Department of Commerce and Consumer Affairs, you're also involved. I mean, it's not like we couldn't miss it. You guys are all wearing the same shirt, just a different logo on it. The only person here who's kind of out to sea, not a part of the theme, is me. I mean, bar the blue. Maybe I'm in the same color family. But make the linkage of how the ministry is involved at this level in trying to institute this, because we know generally we think of that department as mainly oversight.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Really, the department is just not about oversight. We are also responsible for the enforcement of the standards which are facilitated by Barbados National Standards Institution. So we actually what we would call the police of these standards. They're 44 mandatory standards. So we are also an agency responsible for consumer protection also. And we also enforce a part of the Consumer Protection Act, which is administered by the Fair Trading Commission. So we administer the Part 7 of the Act, which deals with the recall of defective product that can be harmful to consumers.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I can see how, you can be charged with kind of looking at that, but can you delve a little deeper into how you kind of enforce? Because from where we sit, we don't necessarily see what's happening behind the scenes in terms of managing what's happening for consumers.
Okay, all right. No problem. What happens is that we enforce these standards at the port of entries. So we actually do inspections of products coming into the island at the container level or at business places. So what we do is that we also looking for the labeling, because label allows consumers to have an informed choice of what they want to purchase, because the label is very important, because with hypersensitivity to products, a person, if a product is not labeled, then that consumer might not have an idea that a product is is within that product, and then they might end up being ill. So as I say, we enforce those standards, especially the labeling standards. So we do that enforcement at the borders, and so we also do the inspections in relation to product safety also at the borders.
Julia, this has some implications for trade as well, because
Yes.
I would imagine products coming from across CARICOM, across the world. I know there are measures in place, or there are laws in place where you should always have maybe English on some of the labels so people can see what's there. But there are a lot of companies, not only here in Barbados, but down the region who might be exporting, or we might be importing their products, who don't necessarily meet certain standards. So is there an implementation period post the workshop that businesses here and extra regionally and across the region will be able to kind of come up to scratch, or where importers will be able to meet those standards by shifting their suppliers and things of that nature?
One of the responsibilities of the importers, the distributors, the manufacturers, that they must have plain and intelligible language. And when we speak to that, we are speaking to English. We are English-speaking country. We want, yes, it might have originated in a different country in their language, and the wording might be in their language, but we want those importers, those distributors that are importing them, whoever is importing, to note that English must be noted on that label for us to be able to read and understand what we are buying. Just like Alvin said, we are ingesting these products, and we want our consumers to be safe, and that's what we are really doing to sensitize them in this workshop.
Yes. In terms of verification, Alvin, I don't mean to press you too much in this area, because I know you guys are here to talk about the workshop. I think it's important for us to kind of trump up interest so people understand where the rubber meets the road, how it impacts us generally. But in terms of this policing that you do at the ports of entry, does this entail testing of all of these products, maybe on a cyclical basis, or based on what products they are, where they originate from, and things of that nature? How does it work?
Well, the testing is not done a lot, but what we also do is that we utilize the Barbados Analytical Service, where we would get the importers to take the products to be tested for certain ingredients and that type of thing. Barbados National Standards Institution also has a lab which they also facilitate some testing. But here in Barbados, because of limited resources, testing is not one of the major things on the thing.
Well, that's not necessarily a negative, because I've worked with ISO before, International Standards of Operating, and I know that once you have companies that are accredited to world standards, then that is something that you will work toward as well. All right, so we're going to continue our discussion with the Fair Trading Commission as well as the Department of Commerce and Consumer Affairs. We're talking about a health workshop that's coming up, but of course laying the groundwork for you of all the things that will be a part of the workshop. So we're going to take a break and come back with far more discussion. Remember, we always invite you to be a part of it as well. So if you have any questions, you can email us quickly to morninbarbados@cbc.bb. That's morning without the G. You know how Barbadians start. Morning. We don't say morning. All right, so send your emails if you have any questions. The discussion continues after this.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
While you go about your business, we go about our business, and that is gathering the news. Stay up to date at CBC News Barbados on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Get news update on radio throughout the day. And join us for the CBC News Night at 7 every night. CBC News team is on the job and bringing you the news.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Afar segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.vb, and together we will travel the world.
From the beautiful shores of the gem of the Caribbean, Barbados, home of the amazing Harrison's Cave, the tantalizing Oystins Bay Garden, our historic garrison, the indigenous road tennis, and the friendliest people in the world. We are 94.7 FM, the ultimate Bajan experience.
My friend, you don't plan to get it? Oh, Barbados. Hey, I'm KB Clean. Join me 6 a.m. until 10 a.m. right here at 94.7, the best and ultimate Bajan experience. My show is called Bajan to the Bone. Don't miss it, Bajan to the Bone. Weekdays right here and only here on 94.7.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
So it's 6:20. Welcome back to today's presentation of Morning Barbados, TGIF. Thank God it is Friday for those people who get to actually have a weekend. For me, I get to work all weekend. No complaints. But hopefully you get a little bit of rest this weekend. And I mean real rest, not outside doing this and cleaning up and that. I know you have your housework, but every now and then, make sure you get a little rest and relaxation as well. So we're still here with Derek, Julia, and Alvin, and we're talking about a collaboration with the Fair Trading Commission, the Office of Public Counsel, and the Department of Commerce and Consumer Affairs. We're working together to ensure that consumers are protected, that there's market fairness, and they're here to talk about a seminar, a workshop really, that is coming up to cover all of those things. I'm going to go directly to you, Derek, to talk a little bit about consumer protections and what's in place for consumers. When we talk about all of these things and enforcement and so on, what protections are in place for the average consumer, and what can they do if they find that there is indeed something wrong, that there's something that's wrong? What's the recourse?
Okay, so one aspect that we can look at is misleading information. As we are consumers, we go into marketplaces, we go into businesses, and we'll like a product. So as it is health related for this workshop, you will go into some entity and you will like a particular product, and sometimes some people may have up signs that will say no refund or no cash back. Basically, we're here to ensure that consumers are aware that that is not allowed and it should not be permitted as
All right, well, say it in another way, because I don't think the people in the back heard. You're not allowed to display signs that say no refund,
no refund,
no exchange.
So sold as is. You're not allowed. You're not allowed. And if you see it, I encourage you, Barbadians, call us. You can call us at 424-0260, and we will look into the matter for you. And yes, so that is just one aspect of it. But there's also looking at misrepresentation as well.
Absolutely, and I can see where there could be misrepresentation for products. From you, though, Julia, and to add to that, when we talk about those signs that are displayed, a lot of the times people expect that you will give some type of excuse if you want to return something or you bring it back. Can you speak to that?
So if, and we always look at the law, what the law states. So you return an item, and more often than not, we find we get calls from persons who would make purchases. They were comfortable, they've paid their money, but they go away, they've changed their mind for whatever reason, and they don't want it anymore. So they want to return it. And so some of those things we have to address. And what the law says, the law does not speak directly to that. It is for the business to decide if they're going to accept that product. Nothing is wrong with it. It is not defective. So it is now for the store to decide, am I going to take it back, give you a refund? And in some instances, stores will give you a credit note instead of a refund, because there's nothing wrong with the product.
So if the decision is all theirs, it means that they can in fact say no refund.
But here, the item is not defective. There's nothing wrong with the product. You've changed your mind. So we want that, and that is why we do the education, because we want consumers, fine, your money is power. You have that in your hand. The business wants that. We want you, check around, ask questions. Sometimes we don't want people to be in our business or whatever. We don't want to explain. We don't want to do these things, but you need to ask some questions so that when you pay your money, you've made an informed decision somewhat to buy that product, buy that good, so you're going away feeling better about that purchasing decision.
Yeah, but that's all relative if we talk about it in the grand scheme of things, because if I buy the wrong color, you might think, hey, and I've heard businesses talk about things like restocking fees, for example. If you bring something back, we have to charge you a restocking fee. Is all of that covered under the law?
But the restocking fee, when we talk about the restocking fee, again, that information must be given to you, the consumer, upfront. It cannot be after the fact. When you now return the product, you're saying to the consumer, oh, there's a restocking fee that will be charged because of whatever reason. It must be told. So that's why we're saying to consumers, be informed, ask questions. You have rights, but you also have responsibility. The business, again, I will reiterate, the business wants your money. And we want businesses to be successful. We want, to grow. We want that to happen. But we also want you as a consumer to be empowered when you go out there to do any purchasing. If you are in doubt, and sometimes we enter into some big purchasing decisions. If you are in doubt and you want another point of view, or you want to run it by somebody in terms of signing contracts, signing documents, give us a call. We are here for that too. We can go through the document for you. Those type of things we do at the commission. So we are looking out. We are safeguarding your interests as a consumer when you go out there to make any purchase.
Yeah, this is widespread. Like I was telling you during the break, we definitely have to make this a conversation that happens over time, because there's so many areas that we really must cover. We most certainly cannot do it, in this short space of time that you're here. But hopefully this will kind of ignite interest in a far greater way in our viewers. Now, I know that we talked about, goods and maybe services, but we're focusing heavily on health. When it comes to this particular workshop that you're embarking on. And when we think about health and health products, there are a lot of companies that kind of sell or market, healthy juices, and they call them natural juices, and then of course supplements and so on. So for you, Alvin, let's talk a little bit about what is expected in terms of labeling for these particular healthy, or what are called a lot of the times healthy products and foods and capsules and so on that are sold.
Yes, right. The law speaks to that. The Standards Act states that any product which is offered for sale, imported, advertised, must carry a label that conforms to Barbados National Standards Institution, Barbados National Standards, and also that label must be in English, but they can also be another language on that product. As you said, labels are important, especially when it comes to the health food industry, because now you would realize that since COVID, a lot of persons would have been without work, and a lot of persons would have started getting into little businesses to try to survive. They would be using social media in which to promote their products. But sometimes a lot of those products are made, they are not labeled to the standard, and sometimes consumers purchase these products and are not aware of what they're made of. So labeling is very important, because it protects the consumer and also the manufacturer of the product. Because if I consume your product and I get ill, there's a possibility that there might be litigation. So if I know that, let's just say for instance, that the product contains peanut, then I know I'm allergic to peanut, I will not use that product. But if there's no label and I am not sure of what is the product and I consume it and I get ill, then that puts the manufacturer in a tight situation. The thing is that also what is important is traceability, and you also have to be able to trace products. So one of the requirements is that any product that you manufacture should have either a lot or batch number, just in case there's a problem with that particular batch. There can be the traceability so that you can be able to pull that particular product from the marketplace. As I say, some manufacturers and say importers, because a lot of persons are importers, they just be hesitant when we speak to them about labeling and what the requirements are. But when you explain, then they understand. Because let's just say, for instance, if you manufacture, let's just say, smoothies, and you bottle and you sell, and someone gets sick with that product, your business might be going well. You might have where you produce 400 bottles of smoothie a day, but you don't manufacture those at the same time. You might produce some at 7 o'clock in the morning, some at 12. So those are different batches. But if there's no batch number and there's an issue, you can't trace it. So you have to pull all the product from the market.
Yeah, I've worked in manufacturing, so I understand
that.
What you mean. And manufacturing to the extent where there's testing, as I mentioned, international standards, certification, and things of that nature. So I get that when we're talking about maybe larger business, medium to larger businesses. But when we come to things like maybe, I don't know, Derek, coconut water, for example, I know it was alleged a few years ago that some people might have been adding, for example, sugar or some type of sugary thing to the coconut water and things of that. Of course, that was alleged. I've never experienced it myself. I've tasted some that I've said, "Ooh, I wonder where this coconut tree was." 'Cause let me tell you, but maybe location. But you know, when it comes to smaller businesses and things like that, how will that be managed?
Okay. Good morning once again. I would say that in attending the workshop, what will be provided to smaller businesses or smaller individuals that are getting into the marketplace, what will be available to you is one, information, because I think that is where we all struggle sometimes. When you're not informed, you do not know how to go about getting things done. You do not know the best way to get things done. So first, in attending the workshop, it will all be available to you, because what I can do here can spew rules and regulations that you will have to abide by, but I may not touch everything. So I just want to encourage the public to attend the workshop, where everything will be outlaid to you in a sufficient manner so that you can better operate in the marketplace.
Good stuff. And I'm happy that Julia said there will be an opportunity for some feedback, Q&As as well. So let's get into details about the workshop now, where it will be, when it will be, how people can be a part of it.
So the workshop comes off on August 23rd, and it will be via Zoom. So you don't need to leave your homes to come. We will be promoting that link on all of our social media pages. We will be sure to get it via the GIS page too, so that you are aware, you have a reminder, yes, this is coming, this is important. Health is important, what we ingest is important, but we want you to know, hey, do it and do it safely whilst doing that. It will begin at 10 o'clock, and it will be left to you to decide how long we go. We will be there to answer your questions. Again, it will be the Department of Commerce and Consumer Affairs, it will be Office of Public Counsel, and it will be the officers from the Fair Trading Commission who will be there to answer your questions, any doubts you have, any misunderstandings you have, any clarifications you may need, we will be there to answer them for you. August 23rd, 10 o'clock via Zoom platform, and we will have this discussion.
All right, wonderful stuff. Is there any registration that's necessary for people to be able to come in and be a part of the presentation?
Okay, I can answer that. I will say that the link for registration will be put online as well. You don't necessarily need to register, you can just join. But I would say the best thing to do is to register so that we can be able to ensure that you are definitely there. So you'll be able to get through to that going to our IG page at FTC Barbados. You can also go to our Fair Trading Commission page on Facebook. But you can also go to OPC Council on IG and DCCA as well. They will be providing the poster, the flyer, and the link as well.
All right, so let's kind of round it out by reiterating, and you mentioned it briefly, Julia, about responsibilities, the responsibilities of that consumers have, because we talk a lot about our rights, but we often neglect to acknowledge that we have responsibilities as well. So, you know, what would you leave with our viewers this morning as we go out of this discussion about the workshop, about how they should approach every purchase?
Tisha, what I will say is that what we are doing here really underscores our commitment to safeguard the interest of our consumers, our consumers out there when they do purchases. Be mindful, check around. And sometimes when we tell consumers, you know, you need to check around a little bit. And it can be over the telephone, although some businesses will not give you that information up front. They will tell you to come in. But we want you, because the whole issue of health is so important. We want you to do what is best for you. Ingesting these things could be life-threatening. We want you to be safe. Yes, there might be all the laws in place, but yet you have that responsibility to take care of your health and what you ingest, where you purchase it from, and don't let anybody force you into buying something. There's the cure for all. We hear these things coming out, cures for this, treatment for this, but you know what? You must not be rushed into making that purchasing decision, because it can be threatening, life-threatening for you. So, in other words, come, hear what we have to say. Yes, we're going to have a robust decision on the 23rd. Come and hear all about it. Come get this information, be empowered. So, to go out there, to speak to these businesses when you need to. And if anything, come to the commission, come to the CCA, come to the OPC. We are here to help you consumers.
All right, and from you?
Yes. As Julia would have said, consumers have the power. And I would encourage all consumers, if you're making a purchase and the product is not labeled to your satisfaction, don't purchase. What you can do, you can reach out to us at the department at 535-7000. Our email is commerce.ca@barbados.gov.bb. You can also reach out to me at 535-7040 or alvin.branker@barbados.gov.bb. And what Julia was making the statement about, speaking about claims, about products can do this and do that, claims which cannot be substantiated, that is prohibited under the law.
On the flip side of that, I mean, we all have cable TV these days. We're online and this and that. And there are companies that advertise products too, particularly pharmaceuticals. And you would hear, you know, this is going to help your fingers grow longer, may cause diarrhea and down the road. But we don't hear that here. You know, we never hear what the downside could be. So you would have longer fingers, but my friend, you live in the bathroom. So you know you don't want that product. So I would imagine that as we move direct toward these labels and the discussion on it and the implementation, that these are things that will be discussed robustly, as Julia said.
Yes, it will be. And that's the fantastic thing about having a market that is booming as well. Yes, there are many instances where as something grows, many opportunities or instances where malpractice may arise, may be there, but that's the wonderful thing. As the market is growing, as the market is booming, we can further regulate and put things in place so that the consumer and businesses, because we all have to buy something, right? We all have to eat, that everything is covered in that basis so that we can have a efficient, and flourishing marketplace.
Yeah, I can't wait. And this most certainly has to be part one. I think that what we have to remember is we cannot kind of leave out an entire category of Barbadian who's not tech savvy enough or able to get online to be able to participate in these types of conversations. So that's a conversation for another place and another time. I certainly want to thank you for coming in and encourage everybody to get online on August 23rd to be a part of this, discussion designed really to educate and empower businesses and consumers alike, because it's very, very important that we know what our rights and responsibilities are when it comes to the products and services that we consume. So have a great day today and have a good weekend as well. A big shout out to everybody at the Fair Trading Commission and the Ministry of Commerce as well. Yes? This gentleman here, he has these like piercing eyes, scares you. When he came in this morning, he said, "Good morning, Miss Hines." I thought I was going to be arrested. So just now when he talked about they're responsible for policing, I was like, that's it. Anyway, thank you so much, Mr. Alvin Branker, Trading Standards Officer with the Department of Commerce and Consumer Affairs. Of course, we had Derek Anderson, Consumer Protection Officer, also a Consumer Protection Officer with the Fair Trading Commission, Julia Regis. Always wonderful to have great discussions with you.
Thank you. Thank you.
So
Thanks
make sure
for
we
having
get
us.
on that as well. Keep our consumer eyes on things. All right, time for a break here on Morning Barbados, but we have more to come on this Friday, so stay with us.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
My friend, you don't plan to get it? Oh, Barbados. Hey, I'm KB Clean. Join me 6 a.m. until 10 a.m. right here at 94.7, the best and ultimate Bajan experience. My show is called Bajan to the Bone. Don't miss it, Bajan to the Bone. Weekdays right here and only here on 94.7.
The facts say Morning Barbados reaches an audience of over 50,000 and Newsnight reaches over 56,000. It's simple. When you advertise, you're getting your message to over 50,000 of your potential customers. Make the call to CBC Sales Department today and watch your business grow. Contact us at 467-5559 or email marketing@cbc.bb.
Welcome to the Cropover Sweet Spot, your go-to show for all things Cropover 2024. We'll dive into the big issues of the day with exclusive interviews with the entertainers, the experts, the movers and shakers of the festival, plus you, the audience. Get to join the conversation and share your views. Tune in to CBC TV 8 every Friday night for the ultimate Cropover experience with yours truly, the Admiral. We're big on everything Cropover 2024. The Cropover Sweet Spot, brought to you with the kind compliments of Axel Finance.
We enjoy a game with Domino's and singing karaoke.
I just love cruise.
When you love me just a little bit longer.
You get to relax and have a drink and listen to some nice music.
It's something different. It's spectacular. It's fabulous. You know, it's a different feeling altogether.
I never feel so good in a party yet.
Follow me to Q in the Community this Thursday.
So good in a party yet. You know why?
While you go about your business, we go about our business, and that is gathering the news. Stay up to date at CBC News Barbados on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Get news update on radio throughout the day. And join us for the CBC News Night at 7 every night.
Morning, morning.
morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
All right, so we're talking about something coming up this weekend now. It's going to be jam-packed the next couple of weeks. Lester Moore is here with us, as well as Ryan Boyce, and they're here to tell us about the Barbados 100 Voice Choir, a big project coming up. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, so nobody told me to wear my pretty socks today, Ryan.
Yeah, because you got to come tomorrow and wear them.
As a representation, but you most certainly are here and sharing with us today. So welcome and good morning to both of you, first of all.
Barbados.
Yeah, tell me a little bit about the Barbados 100 Voice Choir.
You want to go, Lester?
Well, it is the 100 Voice Project. The project is merely a vehicle for persons to come. It is a charity, yes, first of all, and it is open to persons all over the world. We've had persons from Canada, we have persons from various places in the United States, Jamaica.
We had Jamaica, we've had Belgium, we've had Yukon Peninsula, we've had Venezuela, did I go
Yes,
there?
we have Venezuela as well, Korea.
Yeah, we had quite a few participants.
Over the years.
Primarily they're choral festivals, they're festivals, music festivals, and persons fly from wherever they are to participate. Why can't we do that in Barbados as well? And the project, an intensive for 5 days, musicians from all over come together and we create our music as well. So we score our music so that when they go back, they take our music with them, so that orchestras and bands and instrumentalists can perform them as well. And therefore the project, because Lester has been with us for a little bit.
Many a moon.
Right, a little bit. It started in 2010. And each year we look to support a different charity. So persons realize that there's no discrimination, there's nothing. Music is that universal language. We sing Latin, we sing French, we sing German, we sing
various African dialects.
So tomorrow you'll hear Lemoga, Aminga, right? And tomorrow you also hear What Make You Turn Back?
Patois.
Yeah, so talk about this collaboration now with the Barbados Down Syndrome Association.
Yes, please. So this year we're based on last year's performance, I perform in Pretty Colored Socks, right? And every time I look around, persons are brilliant, and I'm very appreciative of the Pretty Colored Socks. And as such, I got to do that again so persons can see
the pretty colored socks.
Pretty colored socks, right? And you know, persons have been overwhelmed. You're going to go on stage in Pretty Colored Socks only? It says, of course. And out of that birthed the idea, and like when I was speaking with the charity Barbados Down Syndrome, it's not just March that is Down Syndrome. Down Syndrome is every single day of the year, 365 days. And as such, even they're highlighted in March. We have our concert in August. Wear your socks, support the Down Syndrome this year, and all of our performers will be in Pretty Colored Socks. So when you come to do your solo as well, or if you want to sit in the audience or such like, the Down Syndrome Association will also be there. Bring your Pretty Colored Socks, put them on, and support that charity as well.
So Ryan, no solos for me. I'm going to leave it to the chorister.
Yes.
You can actually sing like Lester.
As you brought up just on the chorister, the 100 Voice Project is an open casting call, basically. So the clarion call has been sent out, and it happens every year, right, Ryan?
Correct, yeah.
So when we put out that the 100 Voice Project is on, is an open casting call to all of Barbados, all of the Caribbean, all the world. And this is our stage that we're performing from, and it is an intense session. There are standards, right, Ryan?
I'm telling you, we have to.
And once you can read music, even if you can follow along with music, or if you can hold a tune, you are totally invited to participate in this
experience, because it is that. It is an experience.
All right, so if you say this is a casting call, then there is an actual event that comes after with the people whom you cast?
Yeah, so we put it out, and this weekend actually is the performance, because persons aren't able to do this every day. We have life is lifing. And as such, we have just 5 days of intense rehearsals, musicality, and even when the persons fly in, they come straight into rehearsals, almost like a session musician. And on that weekend, which will be this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, we put on 2 concerts, and part proceeds go towards whichever charity cited there. Obviously, now we also highlight to those persons that would have flown in or who are in Barbados, hey, this is what your work has been able to do, or this is what your contribution to the project and that sort of thing.
All right, so for people who are coming out, what can they expect in terms of the not quality, because you guys guaranteed me the quality is on point, but the types of performances that they can expect to see?
Well, it's varied. We vary from classical music into the more secular music, more contemporary music. Basically, if that's your style, we will promote it. We will encourage it, because at the end of the day, it's all music and it's about music. I will call it a micro Carifesta.
Oh, right, yeah. Yeah. It's a potpourri of music and that sort of thing. Because, like, for example, this year, one of the arrangements, well, Lester is going to do a fantastic solo, but you have to be there. That's why I brought him along, so you can hear the voice already. Give me that low voice there, Lester.
You kind of put me on the spot.
I put you on the spot, I'm sorry. And so we're going to have, Lester will be doing a solo, and then we have another soloist in from St. Lucia doing something in German.
I'll be doing Italian.
He'll be singing in Italian. You hear the Bajan accent there, but he'll be singing Italian. And I've done an arrangement of Gabby's Well Done for violins and singers, as well as Rihanna's Lift Me Up from the Wakanda. That will also be done, and an arrangement for us, right? And that's our own arrangement that we have created. And then persons will also be encouraged to sing along in a piece from Jamaica, right? So that they can get the language there and say, yeah, well, I actually participated in the 100 Voice project, because the project encompasses even the participants as well.
That is true. That
right?
is true.
So they get to sing along or say, I want that one again, as we would say earlier, in a very,
so the
sophisticated.
participation even from the audience.
Yeah, correct. And again, this year, the beauty of the participation is that Pretty Color Salts, the Down Syndrome Association, will be there just in case you don't have your salts, to also offer that you can support them as well. It's going to be at the James Street Methodist Church in Bridgetown tomorrow at 7 p.m. and Sunday again at 7 p.m. And there is the opportunity for you to interact with the singers, right, as well as with the organization, the Down Syndrome Association. And therefore, if you want to sign up to support the guys in their drive, because as we know, it can be challenging. Here's a little 5 minutes, 10 minutes to come and just forget all that stress that you have for the week. And I know you said that you're quite busy, but just 5 minutes of listening to Lemo Aminga Ehawi, Lemo Aminga Ehawi. Just 5 minutes.
Well, he has to sing in Italian. He's not allowed to do
that was African.
The others are saying, listen, we want to see if you can rival Pavarotti. So
I don't know about that.
You got to be there.
I don't know about that. I will try my best.
Yeah, but it certainly sounds like it's an exciting time for a worthy cause, and a great platform to be able to showcase talent.
Truly.
And that makes all the difference.
Yes, please. And we also have Jennifer Walker who says, Ryan, I want to come by and offer my talent as well. And her interactive bit, she says to bring along your tambourine, your shot,
Nice.
come and clap your hands and that sort of thing. I don't want to give it away too much more, but come anticipate as well. When she also interacts with the audience and the participants as well inside of there.
Is there any significance to having it at the James Street Methodist Church?
Well, what has happened, when we started in 2010, we've moved it across to several venues. We've had Codrington College as well. We've had, when we did the Barbados, we actually opened Curry Festa 2016, I think that was, 16, 17 around there. So it moves around. And these singers as well, some of us, we performed at the CarryCon stage, I think it was last year or year before, at the Botanical Gardens. So we move around and that sort of thing, so that other audiences can still get a feel for what we do and that sort of thing. Where the headspace is eventually to have a large, like maybe the National Youth Symphony Orchestra, the 100 Voice Project, the Steel Pan, and with a voice like Tisha Hines inside of there saying, come out. Yeah, did I get it right?
Yeah, very interesting. We will see. Once you're not asking me to sing, because I will probably run everybody from the space. But, you know, I look forward to hearing more about it at the James Street Methodist Church. Is coming up this weekend. So tomorrow and Sunday, 7 o'clock.
7
each
o'clock.
night.
Yes, correct.
So make sure you come out and support it. Saturday, August 17th, Sunday, August 18th, a $40 donation. Remember, the donation goes towards the Down Syndrome Association. So a very worthy cause is really at the helm of all that is being done as well. Come out in your pretty socks and support the cause.
Pretty socks.
As well. Yes?
Don't mind those.
None from Mr. Lester Moore. Opposites in the same,
More
in the
or less,
same
yes.
name. Lester Moore. Yes?
More.
So
Always
good to
more.
see-
Always more.
Always more. Good
Never
to
less.
see both of you this morning.
Same thing
And it's
here.
always great to see you, Ryan.
It's same thing here.
Absolutely.
For sure.
So go on out, come out over the weekend and support the initiative for a worthy cause. There's some wonderful music. I most certainly look forward to hearing about how everything goes with the various accents and different styles of music and musicians from all across the world and here in Barbados as well. It's the Barbados 100 Voice Project 2024 concert season happening this weekend. It's time for another break on Morning Barbados, but stay with us. We're looking back at Cropover next.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
While you go about your business, we go about our business, and that is gathering the news. Stay up to date at CBC News Barbados on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Get news update on radio throughout the day. And join us for the CBC News Night at 7 every night. CBC News team is on the job and bringing you the news.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Affair segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.vb. And together we will travel the world.
From the beautiful shores of the Gem of the Caribbean, Barbados, home of the amazing Harrison's Cave, the tantalizing Oystins Bay Garden, our historic garrison, the indigenous road tennis, and the friendliest people in the world. We are 94.7 FM, the ultimate Bajan experience.
My friend, you don't plan to get it? Oh, Barbados. Hey, I'm KB Clean. Join me 6 a.m. until 10 a.m.
Morning to you.
With 2 minutes to go before the 7 o'clock hour, we wanted to reflect on some of the fantastic music that we enjoyed throughout the cropover season. And this next one was truly a big hit in more ways than one. Blood and Mikey got together again. It was a reunion of sorts, but this time they were the heart of the party.
One thing that I know when festival time come wrong again. When the soca music hit, you know that you feel no pain. All my people, represent with your hand in the air. Put 'em up, put 'em up, put 'em up, put 'em up. Yo!
Festival is the time we love to meet up with all we friends. Once music, liquor and gal out there, the fun never ends. Soca people, represent with your hand in the air. Let's go!
It could be a bet or a line. We on the inside. When we come together, the party does come alive. Cause you, me, we are the heart of the party.
It could be a lime or a vet. We ready to sweat. Is action you want, then real action you go get. Cause you, me, we are the heart of the party. Start to jump.
And we keep it pumping, pumping up, pumping, pumping up, pumping, pumping up, pumping.
Cause we got the drinks beating, all up on our bumper beating, energy and vibes beating, 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 beating.
Every single man and woman I see inside the head. Come out to enjoy their money even if they ain't pay. All my people represent with your hand in the air.
Put them up in the air. My team is equal and full of hype and energy. When we link up the back and I'll start, that's a guarantee. Soca people represent with your hand in the air.
It could be a bet or a line. We on the inside. When we come together, the party does come alive. Cause you, me, we are the heart of the party.
It could be a lime or a vet. We ready to sweat. Is action you want, then real action you go get. Cause you, me, we are the heart of the party. Start to jump.
And we keep it pumping, pumping up, pumping, pumping up, pumping, pumping up, pumping.
Cause we got the drinks beating, all up on our bumper beating, energy and vibes beating, 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 beating.
And we keep it pumping, pumping up, pumping, pumping up, pumping, pumping up, pumping.
Cause we got the drinks beating, all up on our bumper beating, energy and vibes beating, 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 beating.
It could be a bet or a line. We on the inside. When we come together, the party does come alive. Cause you, me, we are the heart of the party.
It could be a lime or a vet. We ready to sweat. Is action you want, then real action you go get.
Just about 2 minutes now after the 7 o'clock hour, and time for an update of the news here on Morning Barbados. Prime Minister Mia Amor-Maudsley has voiced support for the use of school properties by residents of surrounding communities. She made the comment during this week's Parish Speaks at the Aline School in St. Andrew. A resident questioned why the computer lab at the A. DeCosta Edwards Primary School was not being used to hold IT classes for residents in the absence of a resource centre. Prime Minister Maudsley welcomed the suggestion, as she notes schools are largely underutilized outside of regular school hours.
The schools are open 39 weeks of the year for 5 days a week, and at most for the school from about 7 to about 5, 6 o'clock in the evening. And the rest of that time, all of the money that the governments over the years have invested in schools sit down and not be used properly. For the umpteenth time, I'm going to ask that we have community engagement with our school premises. But you see the commission that formed earlier, we need strong community groups, commissions, whatever you want to call them, to be able to help take responsibility for manning these schools and centers outside of the normal times of work that would come 8 to 4, 8 to 5, 8 to 6.
Surveillance has been enhanced in Barbados amid concerns about the spread of the Mpox virus, which is currently on the rise in Africa. Chief Medical Officer Dr. the Most Honorable Kenneth George says even though there are no local cases, health authorities are paying close attention to that situation. The World Health Organization has declared the upsurge of the infectious disease as a public health emergency of international concern. Moments after the WHO announcement, Sweden reported that it says it's found its first case of a more dangerous type of Mpox outside of the African continent. Dr. George says doctors and Port Health have been placed on high alert.
Doctors in the public and private sector that any individual with a travel history outside Barbados presenting with fever, flu-like symptoms, and a rash that is undetermined, that they seek medical advice. The isolation period is usually 21 days. Mild to moderate cases can be isolated at home, and only in severe cases hospitalizations will be needed.
Now, appealing to members of the public to be vigilant at this time, Dr. George says the infectious and lethal strain of this disease is transmitted by close and intimate contact.
The disease starts with a prodrome or some flu-like illness, and later vesicles and toxins appear on all parts of the skin, including genitalia. It's very painful, and if not managed supportively early, can lead to other complications and unfortunately death.
There's a call this morning for more partnerships to finance major projects to make the region more climate resilient. It's coming from Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, Carrie Simmons, who says the region faces a greater crisis in relation to climate change. He made the call while delivering the keynote address at the Caribbean Climate Resilience event at the Barbados Hilton Resort. Mr. Simmons says climate change is a wide subject and includes infrastructure and utilities as well.
We need to bring new revenue to the table. I made the point early that there are several billions of dollars that this country by itself will be forced to look at in the course of building resilience. If you take that and multiply it with all of the developing states, small island states of the world, you're into the trillions. And if you then add on to that all of the other countries who themselves are on a similar trajectory, you are into multiple trillions of dollars. We must bring private sector money to the table. And we have to be realistic about the way in which we approach this.
Mr. Simmons says CARICOM is now meeting world leaders at the table and highlighting certain inadequacies in the structure of global financing and trade.
There can be no divorce between the resilience effort and standard issues in international trade and the concerns of small states. We're building a new economy. It will be a green energy economy. New technology will fuel that economy. But the old paradigm of the North Atlantic coming here, extracting, and going about their business cannot work. We have to build wealth. We have to have the South existing in the center and not on the periphery of the process. And the countries of the South must be part of the process.
The time has come for athletes who represent Barbados on the world stage to be chosen systemically, so says Minister of Youth, Sports and Community Empowerment Charles Griffith. He was part of a panel discussion on sports hosted by the Barbados Youth Development Council at the Daphne Joseph Hackett Theatre. Mr. Griffith says with the recently concluded Olympics, the emphasis is usually on track events and not field events.
If you are looking at a world-class athlete, you must match that individual to a world-class coach. And I was kind of shocked when at Knapsack, and I asked, do we have anybody who's doing talent identification? And I was told no. We need to have persons who will go at Usain Bolt or when the stadium is rebuilt to look, a set of persons, coaches, to say, look, this is somebody that we should try to engage and to see how we can develop their skill sets.
Minister Griffith says he's awaiting the return of the Barbados Olympic Association team to set the stage for the next 4 years into motion.
We now need to look at a 4-year cycle and to, forgive me, but to cherry pick those persons and maybe teams who we believe can do podium or do national records or PBs going forward. It can't be a situation where it is like, an open situation, whosoever will, we're just funding them.
And we continue in sports. West Indies will begin the second day of the second test with South Africa trailing by 63 runs at the Providence ground in Guyana. Winning the toss and deciding to take first knock, the South Africans were restricted by pacer Shamar Joseph, who took 5 for 33 in his debut international home match as the visitors were all out for 160. Jaden Seals backed up with 3 for 45. The West Indies also didn't bat well, as at close last evening they were struggling on 97 for 7. Jason Holder will resume this morning on 33. We have highlights.
Ball him! Fabulous delivery from Jaden Seals.
Top man, his first test match wicket at home here in Guyana. It goes up, 2 in the over for Shamar Joseph.
Yeah, flayed away. Thick outside edge. Yeah, that should go for 4. Confidence. There's the nick, this time taken. Joseph has 3. That is top class stuff. And there's the nick. This has been outstanding from the West Indian Pacers. And they are dominating day 1. This is unbelievable bowling from the West Indies, and Shamar Joseph in Guyana.
Bang on target, and the excellence continues for Shamar Joseph and Jaden Seals. He has a 5-for, his 3rd 5-for in test match cricket.
Arms in motion, nice looking stroke. Too short from Gudakesh Moti. Clean strike. Down the ground. Huge shots. That must be given. Finger is up. Hassan Raza raises his hand. What a delivery that is. Yeah, that's the area. So good. Excellent timing. More runs for Carty and more runs in the offside. Yeah, pounced upon again.
Yes, on target through the gate. Brilliantly taken. Mulder's so good today, so very good. Safe hands.
Straight to the fielder in front of square. Nice shot. Neat looking stroke. There is trouble once more.
Coming up at 12 noon, we have Newsday coming your way right here on CBC TV8, or you can tune in to our radio network of stations, 98.1 FM, 94.7 FM, and 100.7 QFM at 1 o'clock this afternoon for the CBC News World at 1. Just about 13 minutes now after 7 o'clock, Morning Barbados continues after this break.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
My friend, you don't plan to get it? Oh, Barbados. Hey, I'm KB Clean. Join me 6 a.m. until 10 a.m. right here at 94.7, the best and ultimate Bajan experience. My show is called Bajan to the Bone. Don't miss it, Bajan to the Bone. Weekdays right here and only here on 94.7.
The facts say Morning Barbados reaches an audience of over 50,000 and Newsnight reaches over 56,000. It's simple. When you advertise, you're getting your message to over 50,000 of your potential customers. Make the call to CBC Sales Department today and watch your business grow. Contact us at 467-5559 or email marketing@cbc.bb.
Welcome to the Cropover Sweet Spot, your go-to show for all things Cropover 2024. We'll dive into the big issues of the day with exclusive interviews with the entertainers, the experts, the movers and shakers of the festival, plus you, the audience. Get to join the conversation and share your views. Tune in to CBC TV8 every Friday night for the ultimate Cropover experience with yours truly, the Admiral. We're big on everything Cropover 2024. The Cropover Sweet Spot, brought to you with the kind compliments of Axel Finance.
We enjoy a game of dominoes and singing karaoke.
I just love crew.
When you love me just a little bit longer.
You get to relax and have a drink and listen to some nice music.
It's something different. It's spectacular. It's fabulous. You know, it's a different feeling altogether.
Follow me to Q in the Community this Thursday.
You know why?
While you go about your business, we go about our business, and that is gathering the news.
Morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
It's 7:15. I wish sometimes you guys could see what's happening behind the scenes here at CBC. Good morning to Peter and Ruel and Alicia and the entire team. Chris behind the scenes working hard to be able to get everything going. And usually when we have a segment like this one coming up, the guys know that I want a song cued in the background. Maybe I want muscles or something so nice and corny, just the way I like it. So we have a few people in studio to talk to us about the upcoming Barbados Amateur Bodybuilding and Fitness Federation Nationals coming up tomorrow at the Wildy Gym. Shakira Dougling is back to tell us more about it, and she's the representative of that particular organization. So good to have you back with us.
Hi, good morning, and I thank you for having me here today.
Absolutely. Also here is Shanice Mason. She'll be competing in bikini fitness.
Hi, morning.
Morning, good to have you. Tyrell Ford will be competing in men's physique.
Hi, good morning.
Did you hear how I said the men's physique?
Yes.
And Sinaj Lewis is back. He's doing bodybuilding. No stranger to the Morning Barbados stage screen. So good to have you back as well. He'll be competing in bodybuilding.
Hi.
Yeah?
Thanks for having me.
So this is a year-round thing, really. And just before I was talking to Shanice about preparation and getting ready, so we're going to delve into that a little bit more. But first of all, Shakira, set the stage for this particular event that's coming up tomorrow and what it means to the national calendar for bodybuilding and fitness and so on, to be able to put on this show as a precursor to whatever else is coming here in Barbados, down the region and across the world.
Well, normally nationals is the ultimate local show to do on a local stage, and then from there you qualify to represent Barbados in a regional event, which is the CAC Championship. So in this endeavor, all the athletes are gearing up for nationals and then hoping to be selected to be on a team to represent Barbados at the CAC Championships this year, October 17th until the 22nd in Guyana.
I know you had a big team that went down to represent last year. Remind us of how they did.
I believe that we had a young team. We would have had a young team, and everyone on the team represented Barbados really well. We walked away with 2 top places, where we would have had Julian Belgrave winning his category. He's a veteran in bodybuilding, and he took some time off and he came back and represented. And then we had Rashida Belgrave coming second in her category in body fitness. And in the bikini fitness category, we would have had Michaela Judy Farrier, Danielle Gill, and Shaniqua, who would have also been in the fit model category, also representing Gerard Mason, Bakaya Providence. These are all staples. You would hear the name a lot every season for the other contests, and they also represented really well.
All right, beautiful stuff, and congratulations to them. I know this is not one of those sports that you can, there's no sport really that you could wake up one day and say, hey, I'm going to go compete. So it takes a long time to be able to condition mind and body to be able to compete at this level. Such is the story with you, Shanice. You've been training for the greater part of the last 10 years. And somehow in 2024, you've been kind of tipped over the edge and you've decided to compete.
Yeah.
So let's talk about your journey in body fitness and taking care of yourself, and what has been the extra edge this time that has made you decide to compete at this level?
So I really do have a passion for health and wellness, and training specifically is near and dear to my heart. And I've had a lot of encouragement from others, you should compete, go on. But I don't think I was ready at the time. And so this year for me, I really wanted to challenge myself physically with my fitness. And I started earlier in the year with Ruck Up, and I was successful and I graduated. And so then in April, I was like, I'm gonna go for the stage. It's time. I think I'm ready.
All right, did it mean preparing in a different way as compared to what you've been accustomed to over the years?
Definitely, definitely. It requires, I thought I had discipline, but this is next level. And also mental fortitude that I didn't even know that I had, but through this process, I was able to grow and expand. So it is definitely, yes, it is physical and mental, but it's overall a personal growth that occurs during the journey.
All right, for you, Tyrell, is men's physique something that you chose, or is it something that kind of chose you based on your body structure, what you were interested in? How does it work to be able to kind of determine which area you're going to compete in?
Yeah, I think when it first started, it kind of chose me, and as you go on and you compete more and you grow and get stronger, get bigger, I kind of still chose it. But people kind of think that it's time for me to move on, but I'm not ready yet.
Yes. What's getting ready for the nationals like for you? We heard Shanice talk about this mental fortitude that comes back all the time, and I know in a big way it means just that stickability, being able to stay on target.
Yeah, it's always reminding yourself of the goal you have that you want to achieve, because mentally it can get very draining and very difficult. The training, I find, is easy. We like training, we like going to the gym, that's part of our lifestyle. But the diet and all the restrictions and all the sacrifice, that part is the part that you really have to focus in on and remind yourself why you're doing this and the outcome you want to achieve.
Absolutely. Now, Sanaj, for you, it's a year-round calendar. Some people talk about taking a little time off, but you were here as you competed in the just concluded Classic, did you?
Yes,
or was that a year before? I can't remember. It's like every day is melting into the other. But you've been here so many times. I swear they're going to have to make a seat for you here. So you are into bodybuilding. Again, is this something that kind of suited you best for your body structure, or did you go after this specifically?
Well, I guess it's something that suited me best. Having competed last year, made my debut, and actually won. I find from there my body has transformed tremendously. I have put in the work, and It's just to showcase it to more and retain our title and go on to represent Barbados and bring the best package to CSC.
All right, good stuff. So everybody, Shakira is kind of gunning for CAC. So kind of lay out the format that the show tomorrow will take for the various categories of athletes to be able to be selected to represent Barbados.
Sure. So there are 8 categories being contested, including the new promoted category for children called Children's Fitness. So the regular classes will occur, which is women's bikini fitness, wellness, body fitness, women's physique. And then for the men, it's men's bodybuilding, muscular men's physique, classic bodybuilding, classic physique. So many classes. And fit model. And then we have children's fitness. The show will begin at 5 p.m. and we have over 40 athletes who will be competing, inclusive of the new category for children. We have 10 children involved in this show this year for the very first time in children's fitness. And then out of all of those people, we're going to select the top 3. And obviously, you know, it's up to us to decide those who can still represent and do well, because of course, if you do not place top 3, it doesn't mean that you're not a valid contender.
That's top 3 for each category.
For each category. It doesn't mean that you're not a valid contender to represent Barbados overseas. So it will be a really tight show for most people. It carries a lot of weight.
No pun intended.
It carries a lot of weight. I mean, it means a lot. I mean, Nationals has been the staple show for many competitors. That's what we've grown to be accustomed to and build our entire preparations around. Of course, we have shows that come and shows that go, but Nationals is the staple show that we all prepare for.
Wonderful. Tell me more about the children's competition and why you decided to bring it at this particular time.
Well, what happened is through like a number of travels and stuff, for myself, I saw a class that I don't see here in Barbados. We don't have any children that we can bring on from the bodybuilding perspective, because that category is so unique and requires special skills and coaching and so on. And I just said, you know, let's partner with some sports that already exist, which is gymnastics here in Barbados. And I made contact with a club owner here and the BAGA. And we had some conversations. We have 2 clubs involved in this contest, Acroflats Gymnastics and Tumblebugs Gymnastics. And with those 2 clubs coming together, they have contributed 10 competitors. This category has 2 segments. It incorporates their floor routine that gymnasts are accustomed to doing in their own discipline already. So we have several classes that, you know, provide different avenues to be on stage. And one of them is children's fitness via gymnastics. And I also believe that 2 sports can come together to achieve the same thing. Although we're doing bodybuilding, it is a fitness pursuit. So we can combine a number of different disciplines and we can all go on the same stage.
All right, so we're going to get to meet some other athletes who will be competing tomorrow in the Nationals. That's coming up, but I wish all of you the very best. And I look forward to seeing you representing Barbados on the international stage at CAC this year. Yes, go do it, Shanice. After 10 years. Yes, you know, it's good that you are going to kind of take that leap and go for it. And best wishes to you as well, Tyrell. And of course to the master, Sinash. Yes. All right, thank you all for coming. So Shakira is going to stay. We're going to be joined by some other athletes, including a little one, after this.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
While you go about your business, we go about our business, and that is gathering the news. Stay up to date at CBC News Barbados on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Get news update on radio throughout the day. And join us for the CBC News Night at 7 every night. CBC News team is on the job and bringing you the news.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Afar segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.bb, and together we will travel the world.
From the beautiful shores of the gem of the Caribbean, Barbados, home of the amazing Harrison's Cave, the tantalizing Oystins Bay Garden, our historic garrison, the indigenous road tennis, and the friendliest people in the world. We are 94.7 FM, the ultimate Bajan experience.
My friend, you don't plan to get it? Oh, Barbados. Hey, I'm KB Clean. Join me 6 a.m. until 10 a.m. right here at 94.7, the best and ultimate Bajan experience. My show is called Bajan to the Bone. Don't miss it, Bajan to the Bone. Weekdays right here and only here on 94.7.
The facts say Morning Barbados reaches an audience of over 50,000 and Newsnight reaches over 56,000. It's simple. When you advertise, you're getting your
Morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Seems we're running down the clock this morning. It's already 7:29. I promised you we were going to come back with one of the stars of the show. Aria has joined us, Aria Bino. She's 8 years old, and she's going to be one of the people competing in the inaugural Children's Fitness new class in this particular Barbados Amateur Bodybuilding and Fitness Federation National Championships coming up tomorrow. And she's brought along Roy Downs, who is the coach for the Children's Fitness Acroflex Gymnastics. So good morning and welcome. We still have Shakira with us, of course. So you've been doing this for quite some time. And when I say this, I mean gymnastics area.
Yeah.
How do you feel about now incorporating fitness in this way into your routine?
Well, I do gymnastics and I recently started chair. So gymnastics, chair, and fitness are all in a similar category.
All right, tell me about the routine you'll be performing tomorrow. It's my understanding that you played a big role in putting it together.
Yes. I had to incorporate a lot more dance than I did in the last one and less gymnastics. So.
All right, so tell me, Roy, about this move toward involvement at this level. Must be quite interesting discussions you're having over at Acroflex.
Yeah, this is a first for us, actually. Actually, this is our second, or we have third competition for the year so far. So it's been an interesting year, just coming one after the other. The first one was the Trident Classic in April, and then Miss Douglin invited us to come to do an exhibition at the Roger Boys Classic. And now we're here again at Nationals. So, I mean, bring them on, we ready.
How's preparation different from preparing for your gymnastics meets?
This one is a little bit different because there's a little bit more dance involved, like Aria said. Before, with the gymnastics routine, is a set routine that happens that everybody does. So this time is the kids using their creativity to create their own routines.
Okay, that's beautiful. Now, I know for parents, and from where I sit as a parent too, when you hear bodybuilding going along with it, it's a little different way of thinking when you think from gymnastics. So were the parents immediately very open to the children participating in this area as well?
Well, surprisingly, yeah. I mean, the response from my parents was overwhelming. Like, I got a team of parents that they're down for everything because we want to create history in Barbados, and we want the children to have the opportunity to have access to all these different areas of gymnastics, whether it be tumbling or competitive or recreational or bodybuilding or fitness. Yeah.
All right, so Shakira, what's the ultimate goal? I mean, what's end game when it comes to involving the children at this level in nationals?
Well, I thought that having kids involved in bodybuilding is something that takes some time because you need the participation of parents and the coaches. With children's fitness being available for a number of years through Europe, we've never had the participation of children here from the Barbados standpoint. And I attended the Trident event in April, and I saw the floor routine. So when looking at the criteria for children's fitness, the floor routine, that's 90 seconds, it incorporates the tumbling, it incorporates a lot of the floor stuff that they do, but there is a lot more focus on the routine aspect, which I thought is still a good way to assist them with that if they are pursuing other gymnastics events overseas. And just as a person on the outside of gymnastics, I have seen some athletes travel and represent Barbados in gymnastics here or there. I'm not really in their world. So I thought from the bodybuilding standpoint, we have children fitness contests throughout the entire year. And if we can have kids from Barbados representing us in those shows, it would do us a really great favor. Of course, just bringing them through the ranks on the international scene, getting them recognized, more people knowing who they are, more support, developing sports personalities, because of course these opportunities will arrive where they're either on Mornin Barbados, they're either doing advertisements, they have more sponsors, we're doing partnerships with people, then we can incorporate the children in those things. So the conversation is more so just a developmental one, and their participation, of course, will enhance our fleet of athletes and also assist them with what their general goals are, because if throughout the year the athletes are competing more regularly and they have a tournament otherwise associated with gymnastics, of course, our shows would have assisted them being stage ready for those competitions. So it was a broad idea. There are many goals incorporated, and I thought, let's just partner and see how far it goes.
All right, that's wonderful. Now, I've been to most of the meets for you young people for the gymnastics, and I know it's usually like a floor routine. So the setup is you're on the floor and you're kind of performing for the judges, but this time around, Aria, you're going to be on the stage.
Yes.
So that's a little different.
Yes.
So have you been, kind of conditioning your mind to think a little differently, practicing in front of the mirror to be able to get on that stage and stuff like that? Or are you just ready to go? Are you nervous at all?
I'm a little nervous, but I don't practice in the mirror.
So what are you looking forward to most, Roy?
Just being there and just seeing my kids on stage doing a great job, because it's all about the support. So I hope a lot of people really come out to support the children in the initiative that we are putting on.
All right, so that's beautiful. So again, it comes off tomorrow at the Wildy Gymnasium, 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock.
Yeah.
So
all
we
the
just
details?
Yes, just to mention, you can pay at the door. Kids under the ages of 11 are free. So you can come and support Aria Bino. You can come and support all the kids from Aquaflex Gymnastics and all the kids from Tumblebugs. And obviously, if you have been considering fitness, if you have been considering gymnastics, we know that we can bridge the two. And I look forward to everyone coming out and supporting the athletes. I definitely appreciate all the sponsors involved in the show, and I thank CBC for being a part of this all.
All right, Aria, why should people come out to see you tomorrow?
Because I practice really hard for my routine, practice a lot, and at some points it was like I couldn't get it, and then I would just think about my family and my friends, and I would get it done.
All right, I'm sure you're going to get it no matter what. Yeah, so good stuff. Certainly look forward to everything that will come out of the Barbados Amateur Bodybuilding and Fitness Federation's National Championships coming up tomorrow. And of course, the selection of the athletes to represent Barbados at CAC in October is a big part of all of it. Will factor in. So come on out and support and see this new aspect, a new class as a part of the competition as well, with some of the young people competing. Thank you all for coming in.
Thank you. Thank you.
I wish you all good luck.
Thank you.
Yeah?
Yes.
Especially you, Aria.
Thank you.
Indeed, all the athletes. All right, it's time for another break. When we come back, we're going to put some more meat on those bones. We've been sharing with you all week long. So we've been talking to the athletes, introducing you to some of them who will be competing at the Carifta Aquathlon and Triathlon competition this weekend at the Mighty Griner Highway. When we come back, we're going to share more information about it. We have some of the officials in, and we're going to be talking why you have to find yourself in the morning on the highway. Stay with us.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
The facts say Morning Barbados reaches an audience of over 50,000 and Newsnight reaches over 56,000. It's simple. When you advertise, you're getting your message to over 50,000 of your potential customers. Make the call to CBC Sales Department today and watch your business grow. Contact us at 467-5559 or email marketing@cbc.bb.
Welcome to the Cropover Sweet Spot, your go-to show for all things Cropover 2024. We'll dive into the big issues of the day with exclusive interviews with the entertainers, the experts, the movers and shakers of the festival, plus you, the audience. Get to join the conversation and share your views. Tune in to CBC TV 8 every Friday night for the ultimate Cropover experience with yours truly, the Admiral. We're big on everything Cropover 2024. The Cropover Sweet Spot, brought to you with the kind compliments of Axel Finance.
We enjoy a game of dominoes and singing karaoke.
I just love crew.
When you love me just a little bit longer.
You get to relax and have a drink and listen to some nice music.
It's something different. It's spectacular. It's fabulous. You know, it's a different feeling altogether.
I never feel so good in a party yet.
Follow me to Q in the Community this Thursday.
So good in a party yet. You know why?
While you go about your business, we go about our business, and that is gathering the news. Stay up to date at CBC News Barbados on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Get news update on radio throughout the day. And join us for the CBC News Night at 7 every night. CBC News team is on the job and bringing you the news.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well,
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
All right, big championship coming up in Barbados this weekend. I cannot wait. For me, it's not a challenge to get up early. I mean, here I am every single day anyway. So I definitely will be on the Mighty Griner Highway for the Carifta, Triathlon and Aquathlon Championships over the weekend. Yatania Wiggins, director of BeFit, is here with us this morning. Good morning to you.
Morning and Morning Barbados.
Alert and looking alive.
Perky much.
Coffee much.
A lot.
And also with us, we have Darren Treasure.
Good morning.
Former BeFit president, British Triathlon Level 2, and World Triathlon coach facilitator.
That is correct. Yes.
Etc., etc.
I wear many hats, yes.
And we've brought along Dorian Roach, who is president of the Bahamas Triathlon Association. Bahamas hosted Carifta last year.
Yes.
So good to have you here.
Thank you.
On island. Are you ready?
We're ready, yeah.
All right, that's good. You certainly made the trip.
Yeah, it took us a while. Yesterday was an adventure, but we made it.
All right, that's beautiful. Let's get things started with you. You've been here many of the mornings as we brought the athletes in to kind of introduce some of them to the Barbadian public and reintroduce others whom they've gotten to know before. How have things been shaping up for the championship this weekend?
Tisha, it's been a ride. The transition from being a tri-mummy and now definitely supporting BeFit and pulling this together. What has been billed as the biggest Carifta triathlon since its inception in 2017. And we were talking about it when it first started. The event had the swim section at the Aquatic Center in the pool. And now we're at the beautiful Mighty Griner Highway where the athletes are going to be competing in the event. And they're not here today. We had them all week, but they're in camp. Our games village is at Accra Hotel. And they are going to be riding from Accra Hotel this morning. 160 bikes from 12 countries will be riding all the way down to Spring Garden. So Barbados, if you see them, toot your horn, give them some support. And I want to say thank you guys for hosting the athletes. They certainly have appreciated it. For us at BFIT, it was important that we allow Barbados and certainly the Caribbean to know about the biggest emerging sport in the Olympic movement, which is triathlon. Hence why these two gentlemen are here. Darren would have been instrumental in setting up the first Carifta Triathlon. And Dorian as well, he's been in the community for a while. They hosted us last year. We were joking this morning with the coach from Bahamas. It's a very different view traveling and hosting. I mean, as a parent, I was happy I didn't have to travel with a bike box. But now we're organizing. It's a different view, and I appreciate having the counsel from both these gentlemen to pull off this event.
Oh, that's wonderful. It must be great then for you, Darren, to see the sport to be at a place where we as Barbadians are happy to have had Matthew Wright, for example, competing at the Olympics this year in this particular area, owing, based on all that Tanya is telling me, to the work that has been put in throughout the years.
Yeah, that's correct. I mean, we as a federation have always wanted to give opportunities, so it starts from a young age. We have a kids series that gets kids involved at an early age, all the way up to the likes of elite athletes like Matthew, where we try to support him as best we can. It takes a lot of hard work, so the executive works really hard to make sure that all ability of athlete, regardless of age, gets an opportunity to at least try triathlon. So there's lots of different events that people can participate in, and all of that is to build this development pathway to get people hopefully up to an elite level where they're reaching the Olympics like Matthew. I mean, it's really phenomenal to see his story in terms of where he's come from as a youngster, competing in Barbados in track and field. He swam, he did triathlon, and then later on in his sporting career, if you will, got this opportunity to go to the Olympics and really put in the work over the years, because he had a lot of setbacks along the way too. So it was really satisfying to see that.
It really has been a difficult year for Matthew, but truly rewarding. And yet, the only thing I can think about is I can't wait to interview him about swimming in the Seine. We'll talk about that.
Yes. Quite different than Mighty Grinder Highway, Brandon's Beach.
Leaks about. A totally different time. But for you, Dorian, you kind of hinted at the journey it takes to kind of get here. Even though we're so close in proximity, you kind of have to go. It's almost like a triathlon itself to be able to get here to Barbados.
Yeah.
So talk to me about the Bahamian team.
So we have a pretty good team this year. It's not as big as last year, because obviously we hosted last year, so it was easier to get people to participate because they didn't have to travel, less expensive. But overall I feel pretty good that we have a good team. We have a handful of really good athletes, which we're hoping that they will podium. And we have some new kids that have changed age groups, so it's interesting to see how they'll do. But overall, we have 3 coaches with the team this year. We had a 6-week training camp, so we're as prepared as we can be, and I'm excited to see how they'll do tomorrow.
What's the interest in this particular area like in the Bahamas?
So it's growing. As Yatina mentioned, in 2016, 17, we were joking about this earlier, we came to the first Carifta, which, by the way, Darren was very instrumental. He basically started this whole movement off for all of us in the Caribbean.
Oh, that's excellent.
And I've actually used his counsel many times with helping me out in Bahamas Triathlon. But our first team was 4 people. And 1 was my son and 1 was my niece. So, so we've gone from that 4. Last year we had 36 people on the team. This year we have 25, which is our second biggest team ever. So it's definitely growing. We're incorporating more of the. We're trying to steal more of the swimmers and the track people. So we're trying to market ourselves to other sports as well. And a lot of our triathletes are multi-sport athletes, so they're either swimmers, some are baseball players, some are track athletes. So we're trying to steal everyone we can get.
Certainly sounds like you're doing a good job moving from 4, 2 relatives included, to an entire team. Really says a great deal. And you hinted at it before, Tanya, about moving from a position where you kind of are able to go and participate to kind of taking it all on. I know it must be a grand team effort to be able to house so many athletes for the various categories of sport we're going to be seeing over the weekend. So let's talk a little bit about pulling it all together.
We could not do this with all the parent volunteers. I'm going to send a big shout out to them. Every single parent in the BFIT community, swimming community, cycling community, they've all come together to make this happen. It's been months in planning, and the head of our LOC, Ron Renwick, he has been just amazing. All the details, and we've sought counsels from those who would have hosted previously, because we were in Bahamas. We had a great time, but we're planning to kind of
upstage
up the ting.
No, but when we talk about numbers, we actually have on island 193 athletes. That has nothing to do with the 65 officials and coaching staff and the support team. Supporters, you guys brought a bit, you always come out.
Yeah.
Bahamas has a big support team. So when we did our final calculation, we have about 300 people on island for this event this weekend, and those are only the persons who came through us. So when we're talking about sports tourism, this is one of those events that sells the Caribbean, and under the Carifta banner, one of the newest ones, because we know about Carifta swimming and athletics, but certainly Carifta Triathlon has now cemented its place in the Caribbean sporting calendar. So we're very proud about that movement, that Darren, actually, he didn't tell you the funny story, he single-handedly started this. And it's coming back home to Barbados after its inception. So I think for Darren and for Barbados and for the Caribbean, the evolution of it is something that we really need to celebrate as a people.
Yeah, we definitely need to celebrate Darren as a national treasure then. So Darren, I mean, this is major. How does what's happening now kind of line up with your early view of what you wanted the sport to be, or how you wanted it to be represented in Barbados and the Caribbean?
Oh, it's just so fulfilling and satisfying to see where it's come. I mean, the level of competition has grown, the participation has grown. You know, everything now it's feeling more and more like a elite level event, a professional event. It's, you know, and the kids are just, you know, so immersed in it, the relationships that are forming. So it just really transcends the sport. Like, it's just, you know, teamwork, community. It's really special to see, you know, how this has grown and just evolved. It's just, I can't say enough. I'm just so happy the way it's going, and it just, all the federations coming together, all the countries have just worked together so beautifully to make this, you know, a living thing that will continue to live on and grow. So it's really nice to see. It's really special.
It certainly is growing. One thing that I've noticed, I don't know if this is a part of the Bahamian team as well, but there are a lot of siblings who are competing. And I found that very interesting, because where you have entire families invested, you talked about the parents who are pouring into everything from, you know, the staging of the competition to working with the children. You know, it seems as though this has become a family occasion.
Well, for sure. And like even this trip, we have one family, the Menzies. The dad is one of the assistant coaches. The mother's a chaperone, and you've got 4 boys competing.
Wow.
And then we also have 2 other families that have siblings. So yeah, it's definitely, I don't know if it's because they all like triathlon, or it's easy for the parents to say, no, you're both doing it. I'm not driving there, and I'm not driving there. They're both doing it. So either way, it's definitely a family affair. And I'd like to also kind of add on to what Darren was saying. In the Caribbean, we definitely, all the countries are very tight knit. We work together very closely, especially kind of when it comes to like the world stage. We vote together, we all discuss things together, and it's great to see how we've all evolved together. And the one good thing also is that we share information. So when one country get some information, they share it on. There's opportunities always shared. So the community itself in the Caribbean is definitely tight, and I think we're all growing together. You know.
Oh, that's beautiful. Until we hit the road tomorrow.
Yeah, well,
Barbados has done the double. We're looking to do the triple, right?
Yeah, that's right. They're all friends until competition day, and then it's everyone out for themselves. Yeah.
Absolutely. You know, how's the team feeling now? They're in camp and all together. It's a little different. You're kind of off training everybody in their own quarters and doing their own thing, but now they're together. What's it like? I know this is now the biggest Barbadian team competing.
Yes, we have a 35-member team, lots of siblings, clearly. But each individual team have been doing their training. I'll speak about Barbados. Our head coach, we did a run out yesterday. In triathlon, when you land, you go onto your bike straight, either ride, run, or swim. And Barbadian water is beautiful. All the athletes were in the water yesterday. However, they are liming together. Dorian was speaking about it when his team landed. The Bermuda team was in the pool, and you just saw all of them do this. And they're having a great time, but they're very focused. So tomorrow morning, when we leave at 5 a.m. to go down to Mighty Grina, they'll be together. They'll compete fiercely because we start at 6:30 a.m. and we have about 4 races in the different age groups and categories, both Saturday and Sunday. But after that, I guarantee you those kids will be liming together and talking about their race. So that's something that we enjoy putting together for the kids.
Oh, that's beautiful. We look forward to it. Tomorrow, of course, we have my girl who's heading up to university on that poster. So make sure you make your way down to the Mighty Grina Highway tomorrow. Enjoy it while you're here, Bahamas. I've not been back to Bahamas since like the early 2000s, but I must tell you, you enjoyed Barbados waters, and down here it hits a little different.
Thank you, and thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Welcome to all the teams. Must remind you, though, as a result, the Mighty Grina Highway will be closed to traffic from the roundabout at the bottom of University Hill to the traffic lights at the junction with Fontebelle from 4:30 in the morning until just about 1 o'clock in the afternoon tomorrow, Saturday, and then again on Sunday, the 18th of August. Now, persons seeking access to the Barvin Market on Saturday morning should access the market through Deacon's Farm. That's off Deacon's Road. And during this closure, traffic will be allowed to travel southbound between Exmouth Gap, that's over by Berger Paints and Mount Gay, and the traffic lights at the junction with Fontebelle. So plan your business accordingly. You might have to maybe go a longer route if you usually travel along that stretch of road, but it's closed off for a very worthy cause. We will be there, and we expect to see you too. Thank you all for coming in.
Thank you.
And we most certainly look forward to hosting the entire team next week, because we're already throwing, close your ears, Darren. Close your ears, Dorian. We are throwing a celebration party.
All right.
All right. So best wishes to everybody. See you tomorrow on the Mighty Grina Highway. We're going to take a break here. When we come back, we're going to wrap up today's show. Thank God it's Friday and the weekend, but, you know, a little bit more when we come back.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Afar segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.vb, and together we will travel the world.
From the beautiful shores of the gem of the Caribbean, Barbados, home of the amazing Harrison's Cave, the tantalizing Oystins Bay Garden, our historic garrison, the indigenous road tennis, and the friendliest people in the world. We are 94.7 FM, the ultimate Bajan experience.
My friend, you don't plan to get it? Oh, Barbados. Hey, I'm KB Clean. Join me.
Morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
All right. Well, you know, we're getting ready to wrap up, and we told you we were going to look back at the Olympics and look back at cropover. So we couldn't leave without taking a look at something that has taken over the internet. Of course, it is the break dancer from the 2024 Paris Olympics. You know, she has a doctorate in break dancing, but it didn't quite translate when she took to the stage. Come on, fellas. She got 0 from every single judge. So I've never heard of any such thing, somebody competing in the Olympics and getting 0 from every judge. Interesting stuff. Now, of course, we heard of Bruce Almighty, and he took quite a few titles for cropover, but there was somebody with a starter pack that got us started for the cropover festival, and she did absolutely well as well. New to the festival, kind of, sort of, but she was exceptional in 2024. Tion Hernandez, we salute you this morning as well for the fantastic work you did. Starter pack. I was trying to do the actions to this song. It didn't quite work out, but we'll see how things happen next week, all right? Coming up this weekend as well, the Winner's Circle Parent Seminar. It continues tomorrow, Saturday, from 4 to 5:15 with speaker Miss Shelley Herbert, a senior teacher, supporting your child, how to be their best cheerleader. And that, of course, is getting the children ready to transition into secondary school or tertiary level school, as the case may be. So coming up on Monday's show, after over a decade of silence, the echo of Gloves Against Canvas will once again fill the historic Queen's Park Steel Shed as the Barbados Boxing Association proudly presents Caribbean Championships. We're going to talk about that on Monday and a whole lot more. I mean, we're going to have a great show, but lots to do this weekend, so make sure you get on out and enjoy. All right? We'll see you, God willing, on Monday. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Barbados, get up. Good morning, Barbados, good morning.